Hello YouTube, this is the Darkly Player, and as everybody knows, MTGO is about to do their weekly uh, maintenance shutdown in a few hours. So I decided to try to make another building on the spot. Another idea hit me last night, but it's basically an old idea that I used to play way back in the day when it was standard. But now that it's modern, I was like, why not try to make it a little bit better? So I'll go ahead and show you the deck idea I've had, and it is going on an old card named Hedron Crab. Hold on, let me get the preview pane up for you guys. Show preview pane. There you go. And if you're into modern or even remember this set coming out, Hedron Crab is a 0/2 crab that costs 1 blue. That whenever a land enters the play battlefield under your control, target player puts the top 3 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Now, this is an old idea. It's not going to be blue-black. I've seen a lot of people do the blue-black mill, and this is more of a ode to when it was standard. So I'm going to do a blue-green, and it's going to run 4 Hedrons automatically. Then it's going to run 3 Birds of Paradise, which is awesome. It's also going to run 3 Joiner Adepts, because the Joiner Adept, as you could tell, makes all my lands have the ability to add 1 mana of any color to my mana pool, which will set the game up perfectly. Like, my islands will produce forest, and my forest will produce islands, and it'll just be awesome. And then the other one is the this little snake guy here, Sakura, Tribe Elder. Basically, you sacrifice them, put a basic land card into play. Since this is a basic budget build, I will be running nothing but basic lands and a couple of the cheap grab lands like Evolving Wilds and stuff. And that's just the stuff that I played with this deck when I originally made it. So I'll show you my build of it, and then I'll tell you a few things I would probably do to make it a little bit better. But so far we got the 4 Hedron Crabs, 3 Birds of Paradise, 3 Joiner Adepts, and 3 Sakura. Now I'm only going to put 13 creatures in this deck, which is kind of bad, but it is not creature based. The whole idea is basically to be able to get this guy out. Sorry about that. The whole idea of the deck is to get this guy out and abuse the heck out of it. So we're going to have stuff like that. Then I'm also going to go into the other cards. Now, there is one card that's automatically needed for any mill deck like this, and that's the Archive Trap. Basically, this thing can be played for free. If you guys play Modern, you know there's a ton of people playing the fetch lands. Basically, whenever an opponent searched his or her library this turn, I may pay 0 rather than pay Archive mana cost, which is awesome. It is an instant, so that's a plus. On top of that, target opponent puts the top 13 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard. So pretty much I can make my opponent mill 13 cards for free. Now I will put 4 of them in there. And then I need some sort of mana, so mana ramp. So we'll go with 4 Harrows. There is an old one that I loved when it came out. Let's see if I can find it right quick. Colony Heart Expedition. It's a landfall quest. So if you get 3 quest counters on this thing, you sacrifice it to search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and put them onto the battlefield. Tap and shuffle your library, which isn't bad, especially if you got the Hedron Crab out. So say like you put this down on turn 2. Turn 3, you play a card, you harrow into 2 more untapped lands, and then if you had him on turn 1, you know that's automatically 6 cards. Then you tap this or sacrifice this, get another 2. Then you could just abuse the heck out of the Hedron with this, mixed with harrow and stuff. So yeah, just 3 because I'm trying to make room for some stuff. So we'll put 3 of the expeditions in here. I do need some draw, and there was this one blue card that would be great in this deck. I don't have 4 of them, so I can only put 3 of them in here. But I'm going to have to minimize the preview screen right quick because I got to look for it right quick. No, not the probe. That would be kind of cool, but I have to get rid of a permanent. Nah, there's one specifically I love to play with when I'm building this deck. And that's the here's Visions of Beyond. Let me get this back up. I draw a card for 1 mana if instant, but if a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, I draw 3 cards instead. I only got 3, so that's all I could put in here, but that's an awesome card for this deck, because 20 card in a mill deck is not that hard to do. Okay, so we got the Harrows and stuff. See, we're up to 14 other. We still need 13 more. I am going to put in some counters, so I do want my Mana Leak, because I love Mana Leak. I will put 4 Mana Leak and cancel. I thought about putting Deprive in here, but I do not want to be hurting, or if I'm mana screwed, Deprive is a bad choice, but otherwise Deprive would have been an awesome choice for this deck. But I want some counters just to slow the deck. Sorry about that. I want counters in here to slow it down just in case I can't get into anything. Hold on. Basically, they're in there to slow my opponent's deck down a little bit if I draw into nothing. I will also put in the Gitaxian Probes. Actually, may not. I love the Gitaxian. It's a free spell, and I get to draw a card. But since I'm running a mill deck, I might as well not tech in, but I'm going to minimize the display right quick. Bye-bye, preview. I might as well put in the, I forgot the card, but it costs 1 blue. You target player or target opponent mills a few cards, and you get to draw a card. There it is. Thoughtseize. Let me get the preview pane back up for you. I know I keep minimizing it and bringing it back. I'm sorry about that. Thoughtseize is an instant for 1 blue. Target player puts the top 2 cards of his or her library into his or her graveyard, and you draw a card. Not only does that help me get up to a Visions of Beyond, that also allows me to get a card while milling my opponent's deck out a little bit. But I only put 3 of those in here. And then I just need 4 more? Oh, okay. No, okay, we'll probably just put another colony in here because I want 4 of those in here. So we'll go ahead and put in a little bit more mana ramp. I probably don't need that much mana ramp in this deck now that I think about it, because I'm running Harrow and Colony, but I want to see how this deck runs. So since I'm not playing with a bunch of mana ramp, I'm going to put in a couple Cultivates, and then I'm going to put in I already said I was going to put in a Colony. I only got 3. I'm going to have to go buy me one of those right quick. But yeah, we need 4 of these Colony Heart Expeditions. I'm not going to go through that. Oh, I might make you guys. Hold on. Let's see if I got any. See if I got any points for a Heart Expedition. I'm just going to minimize that preview pane. I'm sorry to make you go through this, but I really want to build this deck right for you guys. And okay, I have 202 saved apparently, I think. Oh, no, I don't. I don't know how much I have saved here. I'll go ahead and look up Heart right quick, see if they got one in there. Claims I have 224, so we'll see if I got, this place has a Heart in it. Yeah, they got one. But I says I have 6 of those. So I don't know. I'll go ahead and buy one more. So I may have not needed to buy that, but we'll see. Because it wasn't showing up on my collection. Maybe it's because I did something weird. See, now it shows. Oh, I see. Never mind. That was my mistake. I'm sorry I made you guys go through that when I already had them. So we'll put in a 4th Heart Expedition, and we'll also put in just 2 Cultivates. I will probably put in another Thought Scour. Because it is a good card. So put a 3rd one of those in. And then for the lands, I just want 3 wilds, 3 terras, 3 evolving wilds, and I'll show you what those guys do in a minute. And then we'll look up some islands. I bought some islands specifically for this deck. I love having my lands match each other. So we're just going to play with some of these snow-covered islands. And I think I got some snow. I don't know. Wait, I don't think I got the forest. Oh, I might have. I don't know. No, I didn't grab the forest. Dang. So I don't think I have a oh wait, I might. Hold on. Okay, I got a lot of forest. Let me go through these right quick. Yeah, I only got 2 snow-covered forests. So I'll probably go back up here to this like Scrounger one, and I need to put in 9 of these. And then there's a 60 card deck with 20 lands, 13 creatures, and 27 other. I'll get the preview pane up right back for you so we can go through some of the new cards I just added. I'm just going through my head with these. Basically, Terramorphic Expanse. You tap it to sacrifice it to get a basic land and put into Blade tapped. Evolving Wilds is the same thing except just different name. That's why I'm going to put them both in here so that if you get the Heart Expedition out or you get the Hedron Crab out, the initial of the first play of this when you play it will count for both. And then if you tap sacrifice for another one to put into play tapped, it will also count for both. So it's 2 lands that you grab to pop off 2 abilities for just 1 card, which is not a bad thing. So yeah, this is, I'm going to exit the preview because we don't need it no more. So the finished deck will be running 4 Hedron Crabs, 3 Birds of Paradise, 3 Joiner Adept, and 3 Sakura Tribe Elder for the creatures. Then for the other, it will be running 4 Thought Scour, 3 Visions of Beyond, 4 Mana Leak, 2 Cancel, 4 Archive Traps, 4 Colony Heart Expedition, 2 Cultivate, 4 Harrow, and it will be running 9 Forest, 5 Islands, and 3 Terramorphic, and 3 Evolving Wilds. Now, I did tell you in the beginning that I was going to tell you some stuff to do with this deck to make it a little bit better. I would first off get another Visions of Beyond because you need 4. That is an unimaginably great card for this deck. And it makes you draw a ton, and it's instant speed for 1 mana. It is a good card. The counters ain't needed, but they're in here just for the heck of it. But if you can afford the better counter, forgot its name, but it shows like a jar with some stuff coming out of it. It's an expensive card. Put that in instead of these cards and try to find something else. But my main hint is for the lands. What I would do would be to take out the whole setup here because I'm running a budget for them. And I would be putting in the search lands and the pain lands. and that way you could search out the pain lands and be able to control your mana a little easier in the beginning with dual colored lands than this stuff. And then I'd probably still tech in a couple forests and a couple basic islands, just to keep things from not popping off too fast, or from not running out of targets, just in case you draw everything. And I would probably also put in, I don't know what else I would put in actually, other than the pain lands and the searchers, and then the better counter trap. If you're going to go with the counter, because this, I don't know how this deck runs anymore, but it used to run really well, and I didn't win standard because back when I was in standard, a lot of people had Eldrazi's because, you know, I played with the Zendikar block, and Eldrazi was about that time, and people would tech in, you know, Emrakul and stuff. So if you're going against Emrakul and other things like that, I would be putting in your sideboard like Leyline of the Void, Thormod's Crypt, stuff to remove shit from the graveyard so they don't get stuff back, and that's especially good against flash decks or delve decks, because this will stop those as well, those extra cards. But that's in the deck, extra deck, and I do not really have the cards I need to make the good extra deck right now, so I just give you the main board right now to make you guys or let you guys tweak and see what you get. But basically, this is the main duel, and I'm probably going to skip over third match of mono red black and give you round one of this one because I only got a few hours and I still got to do some stuff. So to say I'm sorry, I'm going to pop up 2 videos today, and I really want to play with this deck before they shut me down. So this is the building on the spot version for this deck, and we'll go right into a match. So everybody, please have a great day.